The Ravens lose another big game. They lose to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football, 41-40 on a last-second field goal. Again, they keep losing these big games. So why don't we dive into it and just talk about this? Going into this year, everyone knows that the Ravens are obviously a Super Bowl contender, and they've been a Super Bowl contender pretty much for years. I mean, there's been a couple down years with Lamar here and there, but they've always really been in it. And this last couple years of, okay, you go to the AFC Championship in 2023 and you even host it with the best defense in the NFL, and you lose to the Chiefs. Looking back, I guess the Chiefs were on a little bit of a tear. I mean, they went back to back. So again, looking back with some more context, yeah, that Chiefs team was really good. But at the same time, the Ravens really could have won that game. They didn't run the football. I'm sure Ravens fans have heard about it enough, so I won't go too in depth. Then next year, they look to bounce back. They have a fantastic season after starting slow, but they lose to the Bills in the divisional round because of stupid mistakes, turnovers, and overall just not being good enough. And again, we saw a little bit more of that last night, and it was very similar to the playoff game that we saw in January. The Ravens look like the better team in this game for a majority of it. I mean, they were up at one point 40-25 in the start of this fourth quarter. They really were looking like the better team. I mean, they were dominating Buffalo, especially on the offensive end. Zay Flowers was getting open every other play. Derrick Henry had multiple highlight plays where he was just running over people. I thought the offensive line in the run game especially looked really, really good for Baltimore. And all of a sudden, things just change. Again, Buffalo ends up scoring very quickly with about 3-ish minutes left, and they make it 40-32. Okay, still not what you want to see. But again, when you see these two type of quarterbacks on the field, people are gonna put up points. It's just the truth. But then this is where things again just continue to happen for the Ravens. The guy that's been performing all night, Derrick Henry, fumbles in Buffalo territory. He fumbles in Buffalo territory, and they're going to get the ball back with short field. Again, you can't have that, especially a player that's been so good, a veteran as well. This is not, Justice Hill, who also fumbled earlier in the game. This isn't, Bateman. This is not any of these type of players. This is Derrick Henry. This is arguably your second best offensive player other than Lamar Jackson. And yes, I know he hasn't been on the team for too long, career-wise, but he's one of the leaders on this team, and to see him fumble in that moment, he's got to be better. I applaud him for at least taking accountability for it, but man, he's got to be better in that moment. And then the Bills score again. They don't get the 2-point conversion though, so again, if you're a Buffalo fan, if you're a Baltimore fan, you're like, okay, we can at least maybe hold out here. But similar to what I was saying in the beginning, I thought the defense didn't look great for the Ravens either. Again, it's week 1, so we'll see. The defense took a while to really gel last year. It took some time. But, man, I just did not think that they looked very good. Again, defending Josh Allen is very, very difficult. Not many, if any, teams in the NFL can really do that. But to see how not necessarily easy it was, but man, again, the run game, when Cook really started to get going, they were kind of pushing people around a little bit. Allen was scrambling left and right, and I thought Coleman was getting a decent amount of separation, which really isn't his game. There were multiple guys that were just really getting exposed in that secondary yesterday, and again, you cannot let someone score that quick. Now, obviously, you're coming off a Derrick Henry fumble, so things are a little bit tougher. You're already pushed back to your end zone, but still, you got to try to make a stop there. At least they got the 2-point conversion to not be converted. And then again, this is where I go at more of the coaching staff. 3rd and 9, and they just can't. They can't convert. And again, I know it was a 3rd and 9. It's a pass play. You don't want to force it, but you have to pick up a first down on that drive. You can't even give the ball back to Buffalo. And again, the ball goes back to them. They drive down the field. More Swiss cheese defense here and there. Really, Buffalo should have scored a touchdown, but Jair Alexander somehow tripped up Coleman and stopped him. Buffalo ends up kicking the game-winning field goal, and it's another year with the Ravens losing another game where they could have won it in just, again, a fashion that you really don't see many teams lose games like that. Now, I'm going to read you guys a stat that is related to all of this. Since 2021, the Ravens have now lost 8 games where they were favored with a 90% win probability at some point in the game just for them to lose And that is now a team that has done this 3 more times than anyone else in the NFL. And for me, that comes to coaching. And this is even pre-2021. We've seen just in general, these teams sometimes for Harbaugh, they underperform. I think back to Lamar's first year starting, the one where he won the MVP. They were literally 14-2. They had the 1 seed. And funny enough, they lose to Derrick Henry. He goes into Baltimore with the Titans with Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown. And they upset the Ravens. Like, this is something that's been happening for years. And it just continues to happen. And it's at what point is like, okay, the coach is the same. Yes, the coordinators are changing. The quarterback's the same. Some key players are changing here and there, but overall, and again, obviously Lamar he's at fault in some of these losses. Though last night, I really don't think he was that much of a fault. But man, it just goes back to me with coaching. I think Harbaugh really needs to take a long look in the mirror, and I do wonder inside the Ravens organization, how long do they? How long is his leash? I know he's been the best coach in franchise history for them. He's gotten them, a Super Bowl. They've been to multiple AFC championships, but in the last really 10 plus years at this point, I would say 10-ish, even a little bit more than 10 years, he's just underperformed in the playoffs with teams that have been able to win championships, especially the last couple of years. I mean, I go back to 23. 23 was probably the best Ravens team I've seen so far watching football, other than maybe the 2019 team, because that was a really good team. But they were just so complete, and they just didn't get it done. Even last year, I thought that they were actually almost better at times. At least offensively they were. And again, they just keep squandering these. And again, it's week 1. I'm not trying to overreact. But at what point do we start going, I'm seeing a trend. It's happening every year. It's this team blowing wins or losing to competition that they don't need to lose to. And I think the Ravens are still going to be good this year, obviously. I have the Ravens winning the division. I think they're arguably the best team in the AFC other than maybe Buffalo. I think offensively they're definitely better than Buffalo. But it's just times like this where it's like, okay, we're in the playoffs. Let's say it's the divisional round of the AFC Championship, and let's say Baltimore's on the road. I mean, they could even be at home. It wouldn't really matter for me. Is Baltimore closing out that game, especially against Buffalo or against Kansas City? I don't think they are. They've shown us multiple times now that they can't. So, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this because, again, it's week 1. I'm not overreacting, not trying to do that. That's not what I do. But I do want to just look at, like, okay, are the Ravens showing us a change in mentality heading out of last year? There was all this talk, again, I've heard numerous quotes from Lamar saying how he doesn't want to keep being the guy that keeps, that ends up losing these big games. But they keep losing these games. They just keep doing it. I don't know if it's something that's a mentality thing. There's certain leaders that maybe aren't stepping up. I don't know what it is. Something with the coaching. I don't know. But we are seeing numerous trends where this team is just continuing to either lose tight games or underperform in big moments in the playoffs. And it's just not the way you want to open up the season after coming off a very, very similar loss last year in Buffalo as well. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Again, what a game. Credit to the Bills for battling back as well. Huge win for them, especially seeding-wise. That's going to be big down the stretch. But yeah, I just can't believe the Ravens are continuing to lose games like this, even coming off of such a brutal loss last year in the playoffs, just to do it again in the same location against the same team. It's just brutal. Let me know though, is it Lamar? Is it coordinators? Is it just certain players? Is it Harbaugh? Is it the entire team? Just let me know. What do you guys think is causing this for Baltimore? But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. Again, drop your comments down below. If you like my type of content, feel free to subscribe and check out my other type of stuff. It's a little bit more shorter form on TikTok, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.